Hi ducks, I figure since it's now April, it'd be a good time to talk about the things that I really enjoyed this last winter. I promise I write these videos when they're seasonally appropriate, and then I look up and 2 months have gone by. I really like Glossier's body wash for when it's cold and dry out. Body Hero. It's oil-based, so it's less drying than normal soap. It's scented with neroli, so I smell like an organic French baby after I use it. This and a scrubby washcloth and the coconut body butter from Trader Joe's is all I need to feel smooth and moisturized like a queen slug all winter. Also, I got this bottle in November and it's like now barely halfway through, so it lasts forever. I don't know why I waited so long to try Skin Food from Weleda. It's so good. It's a little bit too thick for me to just spread on my face by itself, so what I do is I mix it with rosehip oil or a vitamin C serum or just another face cream, just a soft protective barrier like a cashmere scarf all over my face, and like the instant burst of glow and dewiness that this imparts unto me is like a facialist has been tenderly massaging my skin for the last hour. But really I just put on some moisturizer, and a full-size tube of this is like $12. That is nice math. Okay, really excited about the Nourishing Oil Serum from Karavi Beauty for a couple of reasons. This brand was started by one of my internet buddies, Kaya Empire. I'll link to her YouTube channel below. She's so good at talking about the chemistry behind skincare and makeup. It's what she researches every day. We were like baby beauty bloggers together on Tumblr, and it's been so great watching her like mature and get her degrees and then now start her own brand. This is a serum for your eyebrows and eyelashes. I've talked about this before, but I've been dealing with a really annoying nervous habit since I was about 14. Whenever I was nervous, I would pull out my eyebrow hairs, and I have my bangs down, but like I don't have any product in my eyebrows right now, and me feeling comfortable enough to leave the house and like go to class or work or just be a person in the world without filling in my eyebrows, that has only been a recent development in like the last 18 months. So you can imagine that I have tried many different potions over the years to help them grow back, and this one is my favorite by far. The formula is really natural. It doesn't leave a greasy, sticky residue all over my face. It sinks in really nicely. I'd say that I saw a difference after about 2 weeks of consistent use. The packaging is functional. Like I can throw this in my bag and I can travel with it, and also it's pretty. Normally I don't care about the aesthetics of skincare packaging, I just care that it's efficacious, but for this one in particular, I have such a negative association with having to put oil on my eyebrows. It's just a physical reminder that I am neurotic and have pulled all of my hair out and now have to take like this extra step so that I look kind of normal. But this is so pretty and pink, and every time I use it, it does not have that negative association. It's just like, oh, I get to take care of myself with this like beautiful gold device. So that's very specific and personal to me, but even if you don't deal with trichotillomania, it's a useful product if you just want some extra brow fluff. In that vein of mental health, I got some CBD gummies from Not Pot. Like the label says, it's not pot. This isn't psychoactive. CBD is the chemical of the hemp plant that's just very calming and soothing. I like the strawberry flavor. This fits really well into my normal self-soothing routine of journaling and meditation, and it's also great for cushioning the chronic pain that I have from scoliosis. So I'll take one of these before or after exercising or doing my physical therapy stretches. Apparently they have a CBD lotion in development, which I'm really excited about. They sent these to me during finals week, which I really appreciated, but I'm gonna continue to buy from them afterwards because of their work with the Bail Project. So the Bail Project helps pay the bail of people who are being held in jail before their trials even happen. Definitely read more about their organization on the website. I think CBD is a good ingredient, but it's been really disturbing in the last year to see so many brands profit from including CBD in their products in some way without addressing how marijuana convictions fuel the prison industrial complex. So Not Pot makes great gummies, and also they are doing something in the way of combating that, and that's why I'm excited about them. Moving on to media, you know I have to talk about Russian Doll. I'm gonna try not to give away any spoilers, but basically Natasha Lyonne is at her 36th birthday party and she keeps dying, and every time she dies she wakes up at like the same spot in her friend's bathroom. It's a journey. Russian Doll really reminds me of the novel Never Let Me Go in that they both have big sci-fi machines in the background, whether that's medical clones or repeating the same day over and over again. but both works are more concerned with representing the emotional reality of living those experiences rather than explaining why they're happening in the first place. It's a very literary show. It's very subtle. It introduces so many different possible explanations for why Natasha's repeating the same day over again, but never fully follows up on any of them, so it's kind of up to the viewer to craft their own metaphor. It's a really cathartic show. Apparently Natasha Lyonne made All the Writers Read Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, and that explains a lot. Also, her hair is ASMR, and I am so happy to see her at this point in her career where she's writing and producing and starring in this like big juicy role. Also, the supporting cast is so good. I never got tired of hearing Greta Lee say "sweet birthday baby" 10 times each episode. For books, I've been enjoying Plain Water by Anne Carson. I think that this is such a good introduction to her work. It demonstrates the range of her writing through poems and essays, so she has like all of the weird stuff that she does with ancient Greek poems and poets and like speaking through the dead classics, right? She also has her really short poems on modern life, as well as essays that do a deep dive into really specific materials. So a few years ago, I saw her give a lecture on the history of the sky, and in this book she has a series of essays on the anthropology of water. Let me read you the intro. Water is something you cannot hold, like men. I have tried. Father, brother, lover, true friends, hungry ghosts, and God, one by one all took themselves out of my hands. It's a very contemplative book. I would read a page and then think about it for a few minutes and maybe look some words up, and I love that she demands that kind of attention from a reader. I also have a lot of new books that I haven't read yet. I just got back from AWP, which is a ginormous writers conference. I was up there with the publisher that I work for, Not a Cult. We had a booth at the book fair, and the book fair, my goodness. So let's go through what I scavenged. I love research into really specific objects. I have a book similar to this on gemstones. This one is not for me. I don't know, Matt. This is a present for someone else. I have another book called Proust Was a Neuroscience, so I'm just trying to collect all of the Proust cognitive science books. Another book of essays from Rebecca Solnit. She's my favorite nonfiction writer, absolutely. I heard her interviewed on the Verses podcast from the Poetry Foundation, so I'm really excited to see her writing. This is one long poem bound in its own book, which is a nice format, and also it's about the apocalypse, so that seems within my wheelhouse. Every time I see Patricia Smith read, my jaw is just open for 15 minutes. She's a master of the craft. This is one of Aziza Barnes' early poetry collections. Aziza has a novel coming out this fall, so watch out for that. I've heard so much about this book, and I'm so glad to finally have it. It's a memoir of growing up in Los Angeles and running into famous dudes. Highly relatable. Essays from Martin Espada. I'm always interested when poets work in other genres. I've been following his work online for a while, so I'm glad to have a physical copy. I love Franny Choi. I love when poets write about science. She has some of my favorite poems of hers in this book as well. And finally, Rita Dove's collected poems. I read her selected works a few weeks ago, and they were fantastic, so I'm glad that I have the full volume now. Those are all the books that I bought at AWP. Today's fact is that my book, Branches, is being released this week. If you're in Los Angeles, please come to the book release event this Thursday. I have info for that and everything else I mentioned today in the description. I'm gonna go practice my chocolate chip cookie recipe because I am bringing a batch to my book release so that we can all nibble on some cookies and listen to poems. Very happy about it. That's all for me. Goodbye!